Our conversation was a good step to begin with. So, what I'm going to present you this time is this specific software, ScratchJr. But before moving to ScratchJr, I want you to present this software, Scratch. Maybe the majority of you are more aware of this software, Scratch. And this is correct because Scratch is the best software, the best educational software on all times. It's so good that we are using it for years, for almost 3 decades. It has been created from MIT, Massachusetts Technological Institute, the best educational university all over the world. Mitch Resnick is the founder, and you can see it's very, very good, both for novice programmers, also for advanced programmers. You can see here, this is a program to play chess. You can know your own project to make chess, and you can see that there is a lot of code. Also, the code is block-based programming. Okay, so this is very easily for novice programmers, but there is a problem with this software. This software is too sophisticated for young age children, for children between 4 to 6, 7 years old. So, when they notice that they have a software that is very good, but not adaptive to young age students and the needs of the kindergarten teachers and the primary school teachers who are teaching on the first grades of primary school, what they did, they decided to transform this software in another software more adaptable to young age children. So, we have here, you can see, we have the Scratch, and now we have the ScratchJr. Imagine that this is like the big brother and the young brother. So, ScratchJr. is for young children. Scratch is for children from 8 years old to 99 years old. This is the motto they use for children of all ages, but up to 8 years old. So here I'm going to present you the ScratchJr. You can see this is the official website, scratchjr.org. Everything is free. This is another good example of that we can make nice project without having to pay for licenses, software, and so on. Everything is free. If you visit this website, you can see that here you can learn some very nice information. First of all, why I am using it on my university classroom, but also because I have written the curriculum for the Greek education system for ICT on primary school and preschool education. I also introduce it and I propose all teachers to use it. Why? Not because I like it or because I'm taking money, it's completely free. But what we can see here, it's free and we can use it on iPhones, on iPads, on iOS operating system, Apple machines, and Google Play. What this means? On all other Android phones and tablets. So, it's a project that is playing everywhere. We don't have to use specific platforms to use it. We have a phone, we can play with it very, very easily for our school. So you can download for free from here, from this link, or otherwise just visit Play Google, iStore, and so on. Also, what is very, very important for me is that in Greece, many of our kindergarten schools do not have an enough number of tablets, but they have computer labs. Although it's not very developmentally appropriate for young students to work with laptops and so on, we prefer tablets, but in case we don't have, some very nice programmers have made this one, which also find it extremely useful. Here, there is another site, ScratchJr for desktop. What they have done, some programmers, they take the code of ScratchJr, which is freely available, and transform it in a version to download for Macs, for Apple devices, and for Windows. So, imagine that we have an app which is free, plays on Apple devices, Android devices, and additionally play on Mac devices and on Windows devices. So, we have an app which plays everywhere. We have no device limit. For me, this is very, very important because it gives the necessary flexibility to students, teachers, parents, and schools to work with it. And this was very helpful in Greece during the pandemic because all kindergarten teachers working from home gave specific instructions to parents, and they work with the same projects on their homes. And we receive very positive results of this process. So, again, if you want to learn more about this, you can visit the official website. If you go here, learn, you can find some very nice guides to learn about the app. Here, on Teach, you can find a lot of activities, very nice activity, and very easily to implement it with your students. Also, I like it very much. ScratchJr Connect is like an online library. You can visit this because this is very important. You can go here to ScratchJr Connect and you can see here, for instance, on browse activities, you can find activities that they have been uploaded from teachers around the globe, which free for you to download and work with it. So imagine that you have a library full of activities to take ideas, to work with it for free. And for example, Jess here is from United States and had made this activity, and this is a kindergarten teacher from Greece. You can see that teachers around the globe upload their projects, and you have to go and find the activity you like. And this is also very important. ScratchJr Tactile, I don't believe you know him. He's a very good person from Spain, Roger Olivella. What he done? Do you work with disabled students, blind students, or with disabilities? What he has done this, you can also search for this in case you are working with special education. He has made a version of Scratch Tactile to work with objects. Instead of moving blocks on the screen, you have blocks on the table. And for instance, blind students working with the blocks on the table instead of working on the screen. This is a very nice approach if you are working on special education. But, okay, the theory is very good. Let's now work with the app to see why I also like it, because instead of being free, a lot of material, I also believe it's developmentally appropriate for young age students and for kindergarten teachers and for primary teachers. So, let's see the interface. I'm going to work with the app. I'm going to work with the app on my PC. I have downloaded, sorry, and I have just to open it. As I told you, it's free. You have just to download it and waiting to open. Okay. You see, this is the first page. I'm pressing the home, and here you can see a lot of projects I have done with my students during the classroom lessons. A lot of. And you can see a variety of projects like a labyrinth, the preschoolers to move an object in order to learn how to use their fingers and so on. You can see a lot of other projects to learn maths. But let's create our own project to see how easy is it. First of all, if you press here, you can use some of the most famous languages. You can see that Lithuanian language is not present, Greek language is not present, because it's exactly the same reason I told you yesterday on my speech. It's about the market. But again here we're working and we have made a Greek version of the app. Also here some programmers in Lithuania can take the code and translate everything in the Lithuanian language if you are interested. But in any case, you can also work on the English version because there is no text, because preschoolers cannot read. So we don't have text. Cannot read, cannot write. You will see now. So I'm leaving it on English and I'm going here and let's start the project. Okay, this is the main interface. What we can see here, this is the characters I'm using to create a story, to work with my students. Here is the place, the scheme, where the plot is going on. Here you can see the number 1. I can make a book. We call it pages, and I can put up to 4 pages. And here you can see the code, block-based programming. Again, students, what they are doing, taking pieces of code, connect together like puzzles. Okay. I want to create a story. What kind of story do you want to create?
Utena.
Okay, let's create Utena. I don't know why. Okay, but in Utena, this is not a person in Utena. So I want to delete him. If I move my mouse over the character for 2 seconds, or if I'm working on a mobile phone or in a tablet, just I have to press my finger just for 2 seconds. It's exactly the same. And I delete it. So everything is empty. What the pedagogists call a constructive approach of learning. An empty canvas. So the children are ready to work with it. First of all, I'm going to put some characters. There is a library of characters, and I'm going to choose one. I'm going here, and you can see that there are some characters, and I don't know if you find some characters familiar, like my face. I can show you something that is very, very useful to work with our students. You can see something that looks like a pig and a cat together, because I can create my own characters, but here there is a library of a lot of characters I can use. For instance,
Dinosaur.
Yes, where is the dinosaur? And the fossil, we saw in the ground floor. But where is the dinosaur? This one.
Let it be.
Okay, this is a dragon, but let's say it's a dinosaur. Okay, so I will choose this, and I will press this button to insert it on the scheme. If I want, I can move it in a place I want to put it. Do you want to put another character? Again, the same process.
Our colleague Rita. Something similar to Rita.
Vincentas.
Okay, I will put someone similar to Vincentas, like this, like this, and this is Vincentas.
Oh my lord.
Okay. And because, you see, I don't like Vincentas, I will prefer here to be the face of Vincentas. This is something the students like very much because they are feeling that they are creating their own projects and that they participate actively on the project. So I can show you how we can see Vincentas here.
No problem.
Okay, so I'm sitting here and I don't know if you can see that here there is a brush. If I press it, I am opening the character in the paint app, which is embedded on the app. So here what I can do, if I don't want Vincentas to have this white, but for instance this color, I can put it and change the clothes of the character. For instance here, what I can do Vincentas, Vincentas, holding a selfie stick and a mobile to take photos. What I want to see is that although I have some ready-made characters, I can take them and edit them to our needs. And this is something very important because students can make their own projects using their imagination, what they are thinking, what the pedagogists are calling for authentic learning experiences. But what is also very important for me is that students can see their face inside the character. So, what I can do, you see here that there is a photograph. If I go here and press the photograph and go here in the face area, you can see that somewhere here I can see my face. And now, do you remember
Like a hybrid.
hybrid Vincentas? Do you remember how was the original character? And this is how I make now the character. This is what the students like too much because they are feeling that they're participating actively in the project. Okay? And now, let's create another character from scratch because we have some ready-made characters, we can edit them, but what about to create our own character? Look how easy it is. I can press this, and instead of choosing any of these characters, I can go immediately on the paint. And if I go immediately in the paint, I see nothing, because I'm free to edit my own character, what I have on my mind, on my imagination. And I don't know what to... let's make a sun. Outside in the sun, so I'm going to create a sun. You see here, you can choose how thick is going to be the line, the colors here, what kind of colors you want of the sun. I will take this light, this is the cycle, and look how easily it is. I will take this one, the sun. I will take this one like the, oh no. I have, look, I have undo. If I make a mistake, undo. But now I wanted this one, I will do more thick. I will do like this. Okay, maybe I will go inside to make it more. Okay, and now you see, sorry, I have create 3 characters, so each student can create their own project. I have 1, ready-made character. One character was ready, but I edited, and this one I created from scratch. Okay, so I have 3 characters, but I don't like the background. White is not so good. Hopefully, if I go here, I can also find some ready backgrounds to use, or I can also edit them. Let's see what I have here. If I go here, you can find from here some ready-made backgrounds, and this is very easy because it's very useful because, for instance, very easy I can make with my students some STEM projects. For instance, a very famous project for my students is to use 1, 2, 3, 4 backgrounds to simulate the 4 seasons of the year, or this to simulate the school, the houses of the students, the day-night circulation, and so on. But let's take a background. I will put them on a farm. So easily. And if I want to make it bigger for my students, I can press this one, so the students can find it more easily to watch it. But, and again, if I want to go back, because here, now, what I have to do? I have to program the characters, because so far, it's very nice app, but I want also to use this app to make my students learn basic of programming. In the Greek curricula, we have introduced programming since the age of kindergarten. So, my students, when they are going to work as kindergarten teachers, must know how to educate students to some very basic concepts of programming, like sequence and so on. Let's see how we can program them. For instance, I want to make the dragon to go to Vincentas.
Fighting.
Okay, look how easy it is.
I am winner.
Yes, look. First of all, I will go here in this group of commands. I can see here this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. This is very easy to understand. You see the green flag? There is also a green flag here. It means that when I put it here and press the green flag, the story begins. It's what we are calling event programming. I do something and something happens. It's exactly the way you are communicated with mobile phones and so on. You press a button and something happening. This is exactly also on the block-based programming environment. Very, very easily. Believe me, after 5 minutes, preschoolers know how to work with it. And look how easy it is. I'm just taking this button and I'm putting here. And you can also see from the schema here that you cannot put something there. It does not connect. It guides you that everything else is moving from here. Like exactly we are connecting puzzle pieces. What I want to do next? I want the dragon to move, to go to Vincentas. So, if I want to play with the move blocks, all of them are in this blue group. Move to the right, move to the left, up, down, turn, jump. After 5 minutes, the students can recognize when they see the code, when they see blue buttons, that everything is here and everything that it's blue has to do about move. So, what I want to do? I want the dragon to move to the right to catch Vincentas. So,
Not correct story.
and look how I will do it. I'm doing this one. And if I want to test my project, if it's working correctly, after putting this command, what I'm going to do? I'm going to press this button. First, what happened? Instead of the dragon to move, moves the sun. This is one of the most common mistakes students are doing. They have on mind to play with the Vincentas, but the focus is on the character of the sun. So what we are doing now, no problem at all. We can take the code, see, from here and put it here. We don't have to rewrite everything, just move the code to the right character. And then what we have to do? To focus our exercise. Not, again I did the mistake. I moved the code to Vincentas. No, I don't go to Vincentas. I'm going to delete this code. See how easily we delete code. We move it and we put it here. Delete. If I accidentally delete it, you see here the button? I have the undo, the redo, and so on. But what I want to do? I want the dragon to go to Vincentas. So, again, I will write the code. Let's see what's happening. Okay, the dragon is moving now, but not so close to Vincentas. What I have to do? Probably, this is the reason how I educate the young age students. I'm asking them to debug their code, to find the error, because debugging is a very high cognitive action for our students. And if you remember your years on the university, what Piaget? You remember Piaget?
Yes.
What Piaget supported? During the 60s, Piaget supported that this kind of actions, programming and more generally debugging, is a high cognitive function which is very abstract for young age students to understand it, and this was the reason that Piaget supported that we must not introduce programming in preschoolers or even primary school students, but we have to start on gymnasium, lower secondary education. But this is what Piaget was believed 50 years ago. Now we believe that using the appropriate development environment, it's very easy for students to work with programming since the ages of kindergarten. But again, debugging is one of the most important cognitive function for our students to develop since the ages of preschool education. So, what is debugging? What we are calling, in other words, trial and error. We are trying the project, we are finding the error, and we're trying to correct it. And what is the error here? The error is that the dragon is not moving close enough to Vincentas. How we are going to fix it? We are going to put more similar commands to the dragon so as to move close to Vincentas. Look, we are going here, we are taking one more command, here. You see the effect? So the children very easily understand that they have to connect it. And look this, if I try to put it here, it does not make connection, you can see. So it's difficult for the students to programming it wrong. On the contrary, it's very easy for them to program it because there are some hints, visual hints to help them. Okay, I'm moving the dragon in its original position and then I am, okay, now it's here. The dragon is close to Vincentas. And what is going to happen to Vincentas when the dragon meets him? It's going to eat him. And the Vincentas is going to be disappeared. Okay, how we are going to make it? There is here there is another command. You can see this command. Start on pub. Do you know what is this meaning? This meaning that when one character collapses with another, something happens. So when the dragon meets Vincentas, Vincentas is going to be disappear because the dragon eats him. Let's see how easily we can make it with our students. I will go to Vincentas and I will put this command. When dragon meets Vincentas, I want Vincentas to say a message, because we know that preschoolers cannot read, cannot write, but we can educate them to a few small words. This is not forbidden to the kindergarten. For instance, this is also an approach our English teachers are using, or German teachers, because in Greek kindergartens we have both Greek language, we have also English language teachers, and we have also German teachers. So they use this approach for the English teachers or the German teachers to introduce some small, easily words to our students. So, for instance, here, an English teacher might learn to the preschoolers
Terrible at all.
the word you eat, the sentence you eat, how they syntax it. So, when the dragon meets Vincentas, Vincentas will say, you eat me. Maybe Vincentas also speak, because here it's very nice that we can make our speech to a character. Look, there is a microphone here. You see the green button. You can see this microphone. If I press this microphone, there is a recording machine. If I can now record my own voice, you eat me. And look, my own voice is like a command. So I can take now this command and put it here. So, this is very nice because look, I want to see the big idea. We have children working with an app which is very developmentally appropriate for them. They can make their own characters. They can put their own faces. They can record their own voices. So, in other words, they are working with an app to create their own apps. And this is what we are calling enhancement. And what international research has shown is that when we are working with this app, with kindergarten teachers and students, of course, we have very positive learning outcomes because children love to work with this app, and we know that when someone is engaging to work with something, usually we have positive results. And what else is happening to Vincentas? After saying that, the dragon eats him. So I will go here and I will make Vincentas disappear. So let's see the story from the beginning. Again, each time I have to start the project again, I'm pressing this button so that all the characters move to the initial position. Okay, and I'm ready to see the story. You eat me. You see, there is the necessary delay for the young children to be able to understand what's happening, to realize, because we also know that young age children, their sense is not 100% completely compared to the older students, so everything is programmed with the necessary delays for the students to understand exactly what is happening. And I don't know if you saw that, for instance, another one, I want to watch that when we are teaching programming to students of all ages, we do not present programming like a black box, something magical is happening on the machine. On the contrary, we want our students to have the control. And I want now very carefully to check what is happening here. You can see that while the dragon is moving, there is an effect here, so as the students understand what's happening. We begin with this block, then we are moving here, while the dragon is moving. So, to understand that programming is something natural that's happening based on their commands and not something magical, or as we call again, black box. Just be careful here to see what I mean. You see the effect? You eat me. Okay. And what else? What else? If I want now to make a whole story, I can go here. This is the page 1. If I go here, I can put another page, and another page. I stop to 4 pages. Why they stop to 4 pages? Because when they created this app, they collaborated with child psychologists and so on, and they have found that it's not necessary to give extra cognitive effort to preschoolers or young students when they are working with an app. So they found that up to 4 pages for a story is enough for the students. Later on, as I told you, they can move from ScratchJr to Scratch. Scratch is unlimited. You can make something that has 1,000 pages. Fine. For our young students, 4 pages is enough. And how we are moving to another page. Look how easy it is. If I go to the first page here, for instance, when the dragon eats Vincentas, I can go here, and you see this one. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. I can say to which page I want my story to begin. And it's not to continue. And it's not necessary to go to the second page. If I want, based on my needs, to go to the 4th page immediately, I can put the 4th here. If for another need I want to go to the 3rd page, I can put that here. So what I'm telling is that there is no need to work with a sequence 2, 3, 4. But based on my needs, I can move in each page I need. For instance, check. I can go here, you see? And what I'm saying now, that when the code finishes, move to the 4th page. It's going here. And what else I want to see? You see the schema here means that the code begins here and stop here. Nothing else. Like when I'm creating puzzles and I have one edge and one edge on the other. One edge, one edge. So students learn how easily they can make code with start, the story, and the finish. Of course, there are a lot of other things to show to you, but we don't have time. But I'm going, just 2 minutes more to show something that is very, very interesting. If you are interested in this ScratchJr, and my opinion is that if you are working with young age children, and you have, based on your official curricula, like the Greek teachers, to introduce this kind of activities to students, you have to invent time, no cost, because everything is free, just time, to learn this app. And if you want more resources, there is something that the team who has created the app has made. It's the researchers in the Boston College in the United States, in the state of Massachusetts. They have made a whole approach. They calling it coding as another language because they face programming in the similar way we introduce literature, reading to young age students. And this, they have made a full made curricula. You can also visit it and learn all. There are ready-made lessons, very nice created. You can see here, just a moment, each lesson. They tell you what to do, the warm-up activities, how you can open the tech-side communication, what is the unplugged time, how do you work unplugged with your students, and so on. And unfortunately for you in Lithuania, it's only on the English language, except you know to read Greek or some other languages, because we are collaborating with them and we have taken the full curricula and we have translated and adapted to our national settings. For instance, if you go here to curricula, ScratchJr, this is the lady, Dr. Marina Bertz, who is behind the whole project, a very nice lady. You can see that so far we have this curricula for pre-K education, kindergarten, first grade, second grade. So, a teacher working on kindergarten or first grades of primary school can take it and work with it both on general education and special education. And I'm finished, Vincentas, just here, if you go just for curiosity, you can see that a lot of institutions around the world have taken this and already translated and adapted to our national settings. For instance, here in Greek, my university and my team, we have taken everything and we have adapted to the Greek settings, and we are using it now on the Greek kindergartens and primary schools. But you can see also that the same approach is using in Spain, Israel, Turkey, Portugal, Finland, Korean, Catalan, Spanish, the area of Barcelona, and so on. But at the beginning, you can start exploring the curricula in the English language. You can find some very useful material and some useful approach in general to take some ideas how to effectively insert this kind of activities on your classes. Just 5 minutes more. Okay, now the applause. I'm joking.